Hi, welcome to Tech Time. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube videos. Now, I'm not going to get into how to make an actual video. All the content and stuff, that's up to you. But what I am going to talk you through today is the step-by-step process for getting the beginning of your video ready, recording, what you can use, and then where to go from there. And finally, how to upload it to YouTube. So if you're interested in making your own videos, take a look and enjoy, and we'll talk about all the different pieces today on Tech Time. So as we mentioned, today's Tech Time is about making YouTube videos. We're going to focus more on the process, the steps to take, less on what you should be putting on YouTube. If you decide that making YouTube videos is something that you really want to do, then whatever content you decide to put on is going to be completely up to you. So YouTube, as you are aware, if you're watching this video, you obviously have some sort of interest in it. It is a way of sharing videos. A lot of people have used it to become internet sensations and streaming stars. And I know a lot of people have high aspirations for that. So if it's something that you are really looking to get into, we're going to just take you through some of the things to consider and hopefully get you on your way. So the first thing we're going to talk about is making videos. And in order to make a good video, you have to have a camera. Now, there are many types of cameras available in the market that you can film video on, and some of course are going to be higher quality than others. A lot of this is going to depend on what it is, how high quality you want your videos to be. Now, as you can see on the screen here, we do have some very high professional cameras. That's what these cameras are, and these are basically the types of cameras used by many of Hollywood's filmmakers. And then there are lower end versions of these. As you can see, the price tag on those is up there because they are high quality cameras. There's also a next level camera, which is the level of camera that we're using. I like to call it the Canon level, where you're using a high-end photo camera to record video, which if you're making videos like the ones that we do for all of our channels, it is a perfect fit. There are extra tools and things that you can get to add on to the camera, such as a shotgun mic like you see on some of these, which will improve your sound quality a bunch. And by a bunch, I mean a lot. But again, it all depends on what kind of budget you have going into making your videos. Now there's the standard camcorder that you can use, and you're going to be able to make your basic videos. Some of them have some high quality things to them, but again, it is a camcorder, and so you're not going to get the highest quality that you would want. But if you're just starting to break in, you want to go with whatever you can afford to get started. Some people actually use their mobile device and do very well when it comes to making videos. You can see the difference when you use a mobile device versus a high-end camera. But again, it just depends. If this is the type of videos that you want to focus on, then you shouldn't have any problems making that kind of content. You also have the option of a GoPro. GoPros, if you're not familiar, are small, similar to this. You can take it with you, record things on the go. We have a GoPro here at the library that we have just started to use, and it's meant to be easily moved around. So if you're trying to do something on your own, like selfie videos or action videos, it's definitely a good way to go. It does have some features to allow you to change the how wide your shot's going to be. It allows you to do a little bit of zooming and backing. But again, it is a limited camera, so you're not going to have a whole range of things, but you'll have enough to kind of get you started. So once you've chosen which camera is going to be the one that works best for you to make your videos, even if you decide to just use your phone or a really good mobile device with a good camera, next step, of course, would be to actually make your videos. And so your content, whatever you decide to make, how you decide to make them, where you want to make them, there's a lot of videos on the internet that you can watch, which will help you set up your shots better, set up your lighting, and all of the kind of the basics that you'll need to go into filmmaking or video making. Once you have recorded your video, the next thing you'll want to be able to do is edit. So there are a lot of editing softwares out on the internet that you can look for. I'm going to point out just a few to you. First one I want to talk about is the one that we use for our videos. It's called VSDC. It is an open source, free to use software. And it works pretty well for what we have to do with it. You download it, put it on your computer, and then you just start putting in your pieces, adding the different layers. You can control the sound. You can do green screen effects. There are some built-in effects that you can use and transitions. Not a whole lot, but enough to get you started. So if it's something that you really want to do, go into filmmaking or video making, this would be a really good starter program. One of the things that I do like about this is you can do your editing and then export straight to YouTube if you want. So that is another great option. If you're looking to go in a more professional route, you can get Adobe Premiere Pro, which is considered the top of the line for video editing. It is a paid program, so you will have to purchase this in order to use it. But what you get for it is just a lot of really good features, easy to use things, some really out there effects that you probably would never even think about. But there's just so much that you can do, and you'll have to do some training, of course, to become proficient with it. And there are lots of training courses that you can take online, some that you can to pay for, like an actual class, others that you can just kind of teach yourself. So if you decide to go with the Premiere Pro, remember you will need to purchase the software and do some training so that you can be proficient using it. If, on the other hand, you are using your mobile device to record your videos and you would prefer to do your editing on your mobile device as well, there are some apps out there that you can use for that. One of these apps is called Filmora Go. Filmora Go is an app you can download on your device, either for Apple or for Android. And this allows you to do your basics. You can trim videos, split it up, make transitions, change the size, change speed. So different effects and things, filters. So it's a basic video editing app that you can use directly on your device and then upload it to wherever it is that you want it to go. This is a free-to-use software, but there are some limitations to it, and there are some features that you can purchase beyond what comes with the basic package. But again, if filmmaking and doing it on your mobile device is something you want to do, this is a great way to kind of break in and get things started. There is another mobile app that you can download, also for Apple or for Android. It's called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Canon Master. Now, this one has a lot of really great features. It's like using something similar to Premiere Pro or VSDC. for your mobile device. But there is one little catch on this. To use the free version of their software requires that your videos will have their little watermark on it. I have not used this one before, so I'm not sure how big and how in your face the watermark is. But if you don't mind having a watermark on your things, you get a high quality video editing app for your phone or for your mobile device. Now, if you are an Apple user, you also have a couple of options that the rest of us do not. iMovie is a great option if you're working on an Apple iMac, or even if you're working on, say, an iPad, iMovie is also a good option. It's very simple to use, mostly just drag and drop. Has a great selection of audio files that you can add, sound effects, transition effects. So if you are just wanting to kind of break in and you have an Apple device, I would recommend checking out your iMovie first, seeing how you enjoy that. And then if you feel like it's not providing you what you need, then kind of work your way up from there. But again, being able to edit is going to be crucial to making sure that your films come out the way that you really want them to. So just to recap, VSDC as a free open source video editing software. Adobe Premiere Pro if you want to go into a more paid for professional way. Filmora Go, free to download on your mobile device. Great starter app. Canon Master, if you want something more high-tech, but at the cost of having the little watermark. Unless you pay for it, then you can remove the watermark. Again, up to you. Or using iMovie if you are using any kind of Apple device. So let's move on and talk about video formats for a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about video format. So there are different types of video formats that you can use, and the great thing is that most of the programs I showed you earlier will allow you to publish to one of these formats. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is the MP4 format. MP4 is considered one of the better ones. YouTube itself recommends that you use MP4 for its videos because that is the format that works best with their platform. So if you make your videos and then export them to an MP4 with a 16:9 ratio, then you'll be perfect for creating a high quality video on YouTube, which is what you're after if you're watching this video. Now, if you don't have the ability to record to an MP4, again, it just depends on what you're using, such as if you're doing something on your iPad or using an iMac to make your videos. You will export to what's called MOV. That is the movie format for Apple. It's also basically QuickTime, if you remember QuickTime. Now, YouTube does support MOV, and it is a fine format to use for outputting your videos. It does allow you to put things out at a higher quality video format than most of the others. So that means it's also going to take up a little bit more space on your devices than other formats might. So you might want to consider that if you're using a MOV format, have a place to store previously made videos so that you don't run out of space on the thing you're using to make them, if that makes sense. Now, the WMV format is one that we would see typically with Windows. You don't see it as much anymore, mostly because that format has kind of moved on. If you're using a Windows computer to do any kind of editing, you will have the option to choose your format now. Unless you are using an older computer that still has Microsoft Movie Maker, then the format that it exports to is WMV. If that's your only option, that's great, but if you are using one of the aforementioned editors that I showed you, you will have a choice and you don't need to stick to that. Now here at the library, we use the AVI format for putting out our videos, mostly because it is universal in a way. It can be used and added to just about anything, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube also uses AVI. So it allows us to only export to one video type and then put it out for anyone to see. The downside of using the AVI format is that it, very much like the Apple MOV format, it does take up a large amount of space. It says here 2 to 3 gigs per minute of video, which is pretty big. So that's the downside to AVI. But again, on the upside, it doesn't use codecs in the video, so that kind of helps things a little bit. It's kind of a trade-off, but again, that's what we use here for our videos is AVI. YouTube recommends MP4, and if you're using Apple, you're going to be using MOV. All three formats will allow you to post your videos to YouTube or anywhere else that you might want to post your videos. Now, let's talk about the next step when it comes to making your videos, and that's taking your now exported video in whatever format you choose and putting it into YouTube. So to do that, you'll need a YouTube channel. All you need to do is sign up with YouTube, or if you have a Google account already, YouTube already comes with that, so you just sign in using your Google credentials. Once your channel's created, you can go in and kind of personalize things a little bit, decide how you want things to show up on this screen. YouTube does give you the option to customize your channel.
Hi, and welcome to Fun Friday. So today we have a very special Fun Friday for you.
Just take a look and make it your own. Add your own background pictures, all of the fun things that kind of personalizes it for you. Now, when it comes to uploading the video, they give you this little handy camcorder in the top corner of the screen. It has a plus sign in it. Plus sign always means add. So we click there and you get a choice to either go live if you want to make live videos, or you can just upload something you've already made. Once you choose to upload, you then select the file that you want to put into YouTube. So we're just going to come down here and pick one. You can see we've made quite a bit of videos. Let me see if I can find one that isn't going to be a big... Let's see. This one's already up there, but I'm going to put it anyway. This is our holiday card that we made for the holidays. So when you choose to upload your video, it puts it on the screen, so you need to give it a title. And then a description is always helpful, especially letting people know what to expect from your video. It doesn't have to be like a large description, although you do have plenty of space here, 5,000 characters exactly to put in your description, but again, it depends on what your video is about. If it's just something that you're making for fun, then you can just describe what goes on in the video. If it's something more informative, you can include things like what they'll need to do what's in your video, or whatever you feel is important. Sometimes people put in the songs that they've chosen to put in their video. Not a bad thing sometimes. Now, right here, the thumbnail, this is an important part of your video. This is the picture that shows up when it pops up on what videos to watch. And customizing that is definitely going to put you a little bit ahead of other people. Now, it does give you 3 options to choose from based on what's inside the video. And you can use those if you want, if you feel that's a good representation. But if not, you do have the option to add your own. Now, that would mean that you have to make your own. But making a thumbnail is not a hard thing. This is one site. It's called Banner Snack. This was recommended by people on the internet who make content for YouTube. It's an easy-to-use banner maker, and allows you to choose your size, colors, different things that you want to add. I have not used this one myself because I have my own thing that I use. I'll show you that in a minute. But definitely a good thing to look into if you have never used a software like this before. The one that I use and we at the library use is Canva. Canva is not just for making banners, but it allows you to make just about anything you want. We use it for our flyers, but we also use it to make the thumbnails for our videos. And the presentation option, which is 1920 by 1080 pixels, is a really good size format to use for creating the thumbnails for your YouTube videos. And creating an account with Canva is free. In fact, if you are already subscribed to Google, like you have Gmail, you can use that to create a Canva sign-in as well. That way you don't have to create a whole new login. But again, it's up to you. So making your own thumbnail or using one of the ones listed here. If you plan to have multiple playlists on your channel, you can create those. Otherwise, you won't need the playlist. But again, it just depends on what kind of content you're going to create. Now, audience is going to be an important thing. If you're making videos specifically for kids, in other words, your video is made for children to watch, then you will need to click this, because that will alter your options when it comes time to load your videos. If not, then you would say, no, it's not made for kids. Now, there is a difference between these two, and I'm going to show you what that difference is on the next screen. I'm going to choose right now that it is not made for kids. Okay, on the next screen, this is where the difference is. If you choose that it is made for kids, you will not have the option to add any of these other things to your video. This will all be grayed out and you will have to go to the next step. I chose that it's not made for kids so that I can show you what options you have. One of the things that you can do is add an end screen on your videos. If you've ever watched a YouTube video and then near the end these things pop up to subscribe or to watch this other video, those were put there by the person who uploaded the video. And so you can add your own element, have it decide what video you want to recommend, or if there's a playlist that you want them to show. Or you can just have it choose the best one for them based on their own watching history. But this is a great way to promote your other videos if that's what you want to do. If you watch a lot of our videos, we do add this end screen to it to kind of promote some of the other playlists that we have. You can also promote same kind of content using cards throughout the video. So instead of just appearing at the end, you can choose when during the video these things will pop up. Again, up to you. You don't have to use these elements if you don't want to. If you choose to make kid videos, you will not have the option to use these elements. On the third screen, this is where you get to decide who gets to see it, when it's going to go up, all that fun stuff. Notice that the whole time you do have the preview of your video here so that you can take a look and see if it's looking the way you want it to before you finish the uploading process. As far as visibility goes, you can choose to make this a private video, meaning only you and whoever you share the video directly with can watch it. You can create it as unlisted, which means that unless you give the link to somebody, they can't find the video. They won't just be able to search and have it pop up. Same with the private. The third option is to make it public, meaning that anyone can see it. It'll pop up on searches. It's just there to be viewed. You also have the option to schedule your video if you want, or you can just publish it now. So if you want to just publish it right now, then you can just click save. If you're making multiple videos and you want to schedule out when they go up, so that they go up at a certain time each day or on certain days, then you can schedule them so that they will automatically be available at that time. Once everything is set and looks good, all you have to do is hit the save button, and that video will now be saved. It'll have its own video link. You can share that and it'll be ready to watch. So that is the process for creating your YouTube videos and putting up content. Once it's there, you can track, see how many people have watched it, check what videos are scheduled, if there's problems. All of that will pop up and let you know. So just to recap, choose a good camera, or at least choose something that you want to record your videos on. Make your videos. Then choose a good software that you want to do the editing on, whether it's a free software like VSDC or a paid one like Adobe Premiere Pro, or if you're using Apple and you want to just stick with the iMovie. There's also some mobile options like Filmora Go and Canon Master if you want to just do all the work from your mobile device. Choose the right video format to export. MP4 is the one YouTube recommends, although AVI and MOV are still good options. And once you get to the uploading, add a good thumbnail and your video will be ready to go. So thank you for checking out today's Tech Time Online on making YouTube videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. If you want to learn more about any of the steps we discussed today, feel free to check out other videos that people have made. There's a lot of great content that will take you step by step, like the recording process, the editing process. So anything you want to know, take a look. Speaking of things that you might want to know, check out all of our other videos that we have. We definitely have a great selection of learning videos like Tech Time, Creative Corner. We have the Crafty Kids videos, and puts out some wonderful videos made for teens and also for the younger kids that are very informative. So a lot of great content here for everybody. Take a look, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. Like us, leave some comments, and just let us know how we're doing. So until next time, I'm Marcos, and we'll see you on Tech Time Online.